For years, the open concept was the undisputed king of residential architecture. Knocking down walls was seen as the ultimate liberation, a way to make small homes feel like palaces and to ensure the person cooking dinner never felt left out of the conversation. But as we navigate 2026, the honeymoon phase is over. Homeowners, designers, and architects are increasingly declaring the death of the open floor plan. This isn't just a fleeting aesthetic preference, it is a fundamental shift in how we value privacy, productivity, and the psychology of our living spaces. The acoustics of chaos. The most immediate catalyst for the downfall of open living is noise. In a completely open layout, there are no sound breaks. The hum of the dishwasher, the blaring of a toddler's TV show, and the clattering of pans in the kitchen all collide in a single, echoing great room. As remote and hybrid work became permanent fixtures of modern life, the open floor plan transformed from a social haven into a productivity nightmare. Attempting a professional Zoom call while a blender whirs 10 feet away has led many to realize that a door isn't just a piece of wood, it's a vital tool for mental focus. The kitchen as a service area, not a stage. For decades, the kitchen island was the altar of the home. However, the reality of an open kitchen means your dirty dishes, meal prep clutter, and lingering cooking smells are on permanent display for anyone sitting on the sofa. In 2026, we are seeing the return of the messy kitchen or the scullery. Homeowners are now opting for layouts where the heavy-duty cooking happens behind closed doors, or at least behind a substantial partition. There is a growing desire to close the door on the mess and enjoy a meal in a dining area that feels like a sanctuary, not a workstation. The rise of broken plan living. The alternative to the open floor plan isn't necessarily a return to the dark, boxy rooms of the 1970s. Instead, architects are pivoting to broken plan design. This approach maintains the feeling of light and flow but introduces subtle, intentional divisions. Internal glass walls, using Crittall-style steel and glass partitions to block sound while letting natural light travel through the entire house. Double-sided fireplaces, these act as central anchors that physically separate the dining and living areas without the need for a full-height wall. Level changes, using 2 or 3 steps, sunken living rooms, to create psychological zones that tell your brain you've moved from a social space to a relaxation space. Strategic pocket doors, huge sliding doors that can disappear into the walls when you want to entertain but can be pulled shut when you need a quiet evening. Energy efficiency and the zone problem. From a sustainability standpoint, the open floor plan is notoriously inefficient. Heating or cooling a 1,000 square foot great room to a comfortable temperature takes significantly more energy than climate controlling individual rooms. In an era of rising energy costs and climate consciousness, the ability to zone a home, shutting the doors to the guest wing or the formal dining room when they aren't in use, has become a massive selling point. Smaller, enclosed rooms hold heat better and create a cozy, or hygge, atmosphere that vast, vaulted ceilings simply cannot replicate. The psychology of room personalities. When a house is one giant room, it's forced to have one giant personality. The paint color, the flooring, and the lighting must all remain consistent to avoid looking disjointed. The death of the open floor plan has birthed a new era of maximalism and color. With defined rooms, homeowners feel liberated to experiment. You can have a moody, dark green library, a bright and airy sunroom, and a bold, wallpapered dining room all in the same house. This variety creates a sense of discovery as you move through a home, making the space feel larger and more complex than a single open box ever could. The open floor plan served its purpose during a time when we valued togetherness above all else. But as our homes have become our offices, our gyms, and our retreats, we've realized that true luxury is the ability to be alone. The trend for 2025 is clear: walls are coming back. Not to trap us, but to give us the freedom to work, rest, and play without interrupting the person in the next room.